Being a new parent is a wonderful and exciting time. Every day, you're learning more about what you can do to keep your little one happy, cozy, and safe. One of the things parents should know about is SIDS, which stands for Sudden Infant Death Syndrome. SIDS is rare, but is the leading cause of death for infants 1 month to 1 year of age. This program will show you 7 easy steps you can take to reduce your baby's risk and help your child have a healthy and happy first year. SIDS is the sudden, unexplained death of an infant younger than 1 year old. Unfortunately, SIDS doesn't have any warning signs, and we don't know what causes it. 90% of SIDS deaths occur in the first 6 months, peaking between 2 and 4 months. Researchers think that babies who die from SIDS might have differences in the part of the brain that controls breathing and heart rates during sleep. This means that the baby's brain doesn't send an alarm signal if he gets too hot or if he starts to inhale too much carbon dioxide, which is dangerous. Carbon dioxide can build up when the baby is breathing toward her mattress, or if she's surrounded by puffy fabrics that lower the flow of fresh oxygen. Most adults and babies can easily change positions when their carbon dioxide levels get too high. In rare cases, a baby won't feel the urge to move into a safer position. There is no way to tell which babies might be at risk for SIDS. So it's important to apply the recommendations presented in this program to every infant. The following recommendations are based on the latest guidelines published by the American Academy of Pediatrics about how to reduce the risk of SIDS and other sleep-related infant deaths, such as suffocation, strangulation, and entrapment. Although SIDS is not completely preventable, these guidelines are thought to greatly reduce the risk, especially when used together. This program will cover putting your baby on her back to sleep, safe sleep environments, using pacifiers for sleep, smoking and alcohol, breastfeeding, avoiding overheating, and well baby visits.
Actually, my mom put us to sleep on our stomach, and now we put Jacob to sleep on his back because that's what his doctor recommended.
Whenever a baby is put down to sleep, he should be placed on his back, not on his stomach. Babies may go into a deeper sleep when they are placed on their stomachs, and deep, uninterrupted sleep is when babies are thought to be the most at risk for SIDS. Don't put him down on his side because babies are likely to roll onto their stomachs while they sleep. Once your baby is old enough to roll over on his own, you should still put him on his back to sleep, but if he rolls over, it's okay. You don't have to reposition him again. Babies can sometimes develop a flat spot on their head if they spend too much time lying on their backs. This usually goes away when the baby begins to roll and crawl, but there are things you can do to prevent it. Alternate which end of the crib you place his head at when you put him down to sleep, because this will encourage him to move his head in both directions to look at familiar objects. Only use car seats and carriers for traveling, because spending too much time in them can be bad for your baby's development.
Is that a smile? Yeah.
Because your baby will be spending a lot of time sleeping on her back, it's important to vary how you hold her when she's awake, both on her back and on her stomach. This will help her tiny body to develop and grow stronger.
Daddy's over here. You want to look at Daddy?
Encourage tummy time during the day so she can learn how to lift her head and strengthen her muscles. Never leave your baby unsupervised during tummy time. Whether you are planning to use a standard crib, bassinet, or any other kind of portable crib, Never compromise safety for savings when it comes to your precious newborn's sleep environment. If at all possible, buy a new crib. Since there have been a large number of injuries and deaths caused by drop-side cribs, new cribs don't have a side that drops down. You should also buy a firm, tight-fitting mattress. Make sure there are no gaps between the mattress and the crib bars. It's best to have nothing in the crib but your baby. Soft, puffy materials are dangerous for your baby, so make sure to remove blankets, stuffed animals, pillows, and other soft items before putting your baby down. It's recommended to not use crib bumper pads at all. They haven't been proven to reduce injury of bumping into the crib sides, and they can reduce the flow of fresh air into the crib. Always place your baby on a firm mattress with a tightly fitted sheet. Never let your baby sleep on an armchair, couch, waterbed, pillow, or other soft surface. Also, never use special mattress pads or other crib accessories that claim to reduce the risk of SIDS. Don't use wedges or sleep positioners either. There is no proof that they reduce the risk of SIDS, but there is a risk of suffocation when using them. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, using products like movement monitors or cardiorespiratory monitors won't reduce the risk of SIDS. If you choose to use one, or if your baby is prescribed one for medical reasons, you should still follow the steps in this program to reduce the risk of SIDS.
I don't think I would have been able to not have Jacob sleep in my room when he was first born. It's a sense of security to have him right there.
It's recommended that infants sleep in the same room as their parents, preferably in a bassinet or crib within arm's reach of the parent's bed. Another benefit of having your baby sleep near you is that it makes nighttime feedings easier. It's normal for babies to wake up several times at night to feed. This doesn't mean your baby is a poor sleeper. It's part of his natural development. Sleeping within arm's reach of your baby can help to make sure that your baby is eating often during this important time of growth. Always place her back in her crib for sleep after the feeding. Your presence in the room, the sound of your breathing, and the light touch of your hand in the night also comforts your baby. While sleeping in the same room with your baby is recommended, sleeping in the same bed with your baby is strongly discouraged. Consider offering your baby a pacifier at naps and bedtime. Sucking on a pacifier keeps the airway open during sleep and helps babies sleep more lightly. Breastfeeding moms should wait 1 month before offering a pacifier to their baby to make sure that it doesn't get in the way of good breastfeeding. If you choose to give your baby a pacifier, don't force her to take it if she refuses. Just continue to offer it when you put her down to sleep. If the pacifier falls out, remove it from the crib. Don't coat the pacifier in any substances and replace it if it becomes broken. And since pacifiers can hide signs of hunger, be careful about offering a pacifier at other times during the day. You might miss a sign to feed your baby. Keeping a healthy lifestyle during pregnancy and making healthy choices after his birth can reduce your baby's risk of dying from SIDS.
When I first got pregnant, I was smoking about 1.5 packs a day. And the reason that I quit smoking was because my baby's health is a lot more important than my habit.
The more your baby is around tobacco smoke, the greater his risk of dying from SIDS. The Surgeon General states that there is no safe level of tobacco exposure. Keep your home and car smoke-free during pregnancy and after your baby is born. And avoid taking your baby to homes or places where people smoke. If people near you smoke, ask them to do it outside, away from windows and doors. Ask them to keep a special coat outside the house that they only wear to smoke in. They won't carry as much dangerous third-hand smoke back in with them on their clothes, and they should always wash their hands before holding the baby. In addition to not smoking, don't drink alcohol or use drugs during pregnancy. There is evidence that using drugs and alcohol during pregnancy changes the way your baby's brain develops and could put him at a higher risk of dying from SIDS. Also, there is proof of a lower risk of SIDS when pregnant women get regular prenatal care. Women should seek medical care early in pregnancy and continue to see their healthcare provider throughout their pregnancy. Avoid alcohol and drugs after your baby is born, too. Think about how it might affect your parenting if you are under the influence. Breastfeeding is the healthiest option for your baby because it gives unique nutrients that are impossible to recreate in baby formula. Breastfeeding helps reduce the risk of SIDS for several reasons. Breastfed babies get sick less often. Breastfeeding also helps with early brain development. It supports your baby's natural waking cycle and will help your baby learn to wake up or move if something isn't right. Breastfeeding also reduces spitting up, which can cause choking or suffocation. And finally, breastfeeding will help you spend time with your baby. The more time you spend together, the better you will be able to recognize subtle changes in her habits and health, which will help you to notice warning signs of illness or unusual behavior. Research shows that the longer you breastfeed, the lower the risk of SIDS. And even a short period of breastfeeding is better than no breastfeeding at all. Although it's a natural feeling to keep your new baby bundled up, it's important not to overheat your child, especially during sleep. Keep the room at a temperature that an adult would feel comfortable in, around 70 degrees Fahrenheit during naps and bedtime. Dress your baby in the same amount of clothing that you would feel comfortable in. Use clothing that is not too heavy and can breathe, such as cotton. Never put blankets over your baby's face as a screen for sun or weather, as this can block their airflow. Blankets can pose a SIDS and suffocation risk, but if you're concerned that your baby might get too cold, there are many safe, wearable blankets and sleepers that you can buy. Hats are put on babies in the hospital until they can keep warm on their own. Don't cover your baby's head with a hat inside your home, especially during sleep. Babies let go of heat from their head and chest, which is why wearing hats and sleeping on their stomachs can cause overheating and potentially deeper sleep. When your baby is sick, it's easy to think he might need more clothing and blankets. However, being sick already makes him hot, so adding extra layers increases his risk of overheating. So when he is sick, just dress him normally. You want to do everything you can to keep your new baby healthy, and getting routine checkups and immunizations should be on your list. Recent studies say that vaccinations can protect your baby from SIDS, and that the risk of SIDS is cut in half for babies who receive these immunizations. Your baby should be scheduled for well baby checkups within 3 days of leaving the hospital. Then again, 1 to 2 weeks after birth, 4 weeks after birth, and at 2, 4, and 6 months old. After that, 9, 12, and 18 months and beyond. Use these guidelines every day when you are caring for your baby. Ask your healthcare provider any questions you might have about what's best for your child. Although SIDS is frightening, remember that it's very rare. These guidelines aren't guaranteed to prevent SIDS, but they will lower your baby's risk. By taking these steps and educating others about them, especially anyone who might be watching your baby while you're away, you're helping to protect your family. Soon, your baby will show you how amazing he is as he grows up right before your eyes.